we're going to have a look now at how to simplify fractions. So to simplify a fraction, we need to find the fraction that's equivalent to it, that's got the smallest possible whole numbers on the numerator and denominator. So far when we've been finding equivalent fractions, we've been multiplying the numerator and denominator by whole numbers, and that's been giving us bigger numbers on the top and bottom. We want to find smaller ones, so normally you will need to divide, although we'll see right at the end that that's not always the case, okay? So we need to think of something we can divide this by, top and bottom, okay? That's going to give us smaller numbers. Well, you just need to kind of look at it and think, what times table are they both in? Well, they're both in the 10 times table, and that's giving me 1 over 2. Now, in the end, you always want to check, are these in any times tables together? Well, 1 and 2, the only times table they could be in together is a 1 times table, and divide them by 1 top and bottom. And that's not going to make things any simpler, is it? So we don't need to do that. So a half, that's this simplified now. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, so I've got 15 out of 18, and I need to think to myself, what times table are they both in? Okay, so they're both in, let's have a think, the 3 times table. Now I said in our last fractions video that it really helps if you know your tables, and it really does. If you can look at them and spot straight away that they're in the 3 times table, it's going to make life much easier for you, okay? I know it's very hard for some people to learn their tables, but you keep trying, okay? Keep at it, because it will help you a lot with your maths, okay? So how many 3's go into 15? That's 5. How many 3's go into 18? That's 6. Are 5 and 6 in any times tables together? No. They're only one number apart, so the only times table they can be in is the 1 times table. So that's us done, it's simplified. Okay, next one's 24 and 36. Oh, these are quite big numbers now. Let's maybe just think, let's go easy, okay? They're both in the 2 times table. I'm going to divide them both by 2. Okay, they're both even. Okay, so 24 divided by 2, maybe you know off the top of your head that's 12, but maybe 36, oh, let's do a division, okay? How many 2's go into 36? Well, 2 goes into 3 once, 1 left over, and it goes into 16 8 times. Okay, so now I've got 12 over 18, okay? Oh, now look, these are still in a times table together, they're still both even. Let's half them again. Okay, and you maybe find this a bit easier to half now. So that's going to be 6 out of 9, and then look, they're both in a times table together. They're in the 3 times table, so I'm getting 2/3. Let's see if I can, let's not bother. Okay, always show you're working, never rub your working out, but I'm just moving that out of the way to make a bit of space. Okay, so 2/3, they're not in any times table, they're just one number apart, so the only times table they could be in is the 1 times table. Okay, so we're done. Part D, I've got 30 over 75. Now I'm going to think they're both in the 5 times table. Okay, now 30 divided by 5, I know that straight away, that's 6, but 75 divided by 5, let's give ourselves a bit more room this time. And think, how many 5's go into 75? Maybe you know this off the top of your head, but it's good to do a sum. How many 5's go into 7? 1 with 2 left over. How many 5's in 25? That's 5, so this is going to be 15. Okay, are we done? They're not both even, so it's looking good. Oh, but wait. They're both in the 3 times table, so always just keep double checking. It's not a bad thing in maths to doubt yourselves a little bit, okay? To not be overconfident and say, well, I've done one sum, so I'm finished, okay? Always doubt yourself a little bit and keep checking your work, but don't doubt yourself so much it, affects your confidence. So how many 3's go into 6? 2. How many 3's go into 15? 5. Are these in any times tables together? No, we're done. Okay? Now, this last one, that's what I'm talking about in terms of not always needing to divide. Now, this is a horrible fraction. It shouldn't be allowed, okay? I've got 0.5 on the top, and to simplify, I really need whole numbers, okay? Now, 0.5 is a half. How can I turn a half into a whole number? Well, I'm going to double it, and that'll give me 1. And if I'm doubling the top, I better double the bottom. So 0.5 times 2, we know that's 1. 4 times 2 we know is 8, and that's much better. Okay, the only times table they can be in together is the 1 times table. Okay, so we are done, that's simplified. Okay, so that's how you simplify fractions, and it's really, really important with trickier fractions questions, like when we're adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing fractions, that you always check if you can simplify your fraction at the end. Okay.